6 from Scrap Squad's 12 Days of Summer Scrap Lifts. Gosh, that's a tongue twister. Today's picture you've seen there at the start, I actually remembered to include that this time, is a layout from Jenessa Franco, which she did for paper issues. The thing that I took from it was the 4 tags that she put behind her photo, a long strip of paper underneath those, and she had done some mixed media in the background. Now, I did a layout a couple of days ago using a stencil and ink, so I wanted to try something a bit different this time. I started off by choosing my tags and the paper to put as the paper strip. I'm using 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet collection. I think that is the scrapbooking collection of the year. It's been very, very popular and it's beautiful. I use the 6x8 pad for the paper and the tags pack for the tags that go behind the picture. This is a picture of me and Leanne in Cheshire Oaks earlier on this year. It seems to be our go-to place when we want a day out at the moment. It's just nice to get some fresh air and have a wander around and dream of all the things we'd love to buy. So here I am just mounting my photo onto some white card, and then you'll see I decide that I want to distress the edges. I enjoy distressing things, especially when it's a collection like this, which is quite watercolory and rough and ready. So here I am just trimming down the mat. And then trimming down the piece of paper to go underneath the photo. I tend to hold it up on the card and then just use my nail to make a little dint mark on the edge so that I know exactly what size to cut it to when I take it away from the layout. And here, choosing which colours to go with for the mat, I went with the pinks because there are pinks in the photo from the flowers and pinks from the tags more than the oranges. And I think that worked quite well. So I think what I like so much about this range of papers, this collection, is that there aren't loads of themed items like avocados and cactuses and things like that. It's more just plain. There are lots of butterflies, but it's more just general shapes rather than having things that I struggle to use on my layouts. So here I am using one of the Tim Holtz edge distressors, which are new to the shop at Hey Little Magpie. Dusting away, it makes a real mess, but I do like the look. And then I decided that as I'd done the backing paper, I'd better do the white around the edge of the photo as well. You can probably see there on the back, this is a failed print on some card that I use for our flare badges. I don't like waste, so I try and reuse things wherever I can. And then the same again on the strip of paper, just so that everything's equal. You'll watch as the video goes. I'm quite a messy scrapper, so I have more and more piles as I choose more and more things to add to the layout. I really need to try and be better at putting things away as I go. So just deciding which way around to put the strip. I wanted the contrast of the teal blue of the tag on the right hand side against the green of the strip, and then conversely the green at the bottom of that tag on the left hand side on the teal of the paper. So now it's just a case of getting those tags stuck in place. Because I want to do the background, I try and make the block of the layout with the photo and all the mats with the tags and things, and then I can lift it off as one piece and focus on doing the mixed media background. So as I mentioned, I didn't want to do a stencil this time around with inks, and I was a bit bored of doing splatters or the packaging technique. So I decided to use the 6x8 rub-ons that come in the Spectrum Sherbet collection. I think I used the Tidal Wave ones. Here I am just marking where I need to avoid putting, well, not waste putting the mixed media down, because that's where the photo mat will go. So next you'll see I get out the rub-ons and start positioning those. And these are absolutely gorgeous to work with. You can see I've used some already on previous layouts. So I just cut off the piece that I want to use. Just looking at which one I think is going to be better and more balanced. Double checking again. Just want to reposition that one a little bit. They have a slight tack to them so that they don't move too much when you're rubbing them down, so you just have to be a bit careful not to press them down too much. But then when you're ready, when they're in position, you just press them down, use the little stick in the pack and rub, rub, rub. And then I'm just peeling slowly to check that nothing's been left behind on the sheet. And rubbing again where I think it might need a bit more. And that's the first piece down. They really are amazing, these rub-ons, and you get so many in the pack. I think I'll be able to get quite a few layouts out of them. Just carefully pulling so I don't leave anything still on the sheet. And then you can see there's quite a big gap at the top there, so I want to add something else there to fill it in a bit. That piece just works perfectly. So as you can see, I've probably used half a sheet of rub-ons on this layout, and I think that you get 6. Let me just check. Yes, 6x8 sheets in the pack, so there's absolutely loads to be going on with. You could even share with a friend. All the sheets are different, of course, but they're just wonderful. Just checking if I wanted to add anything else anywhere. I did want some more down the sides, but I wasn't quite happy with those pieces, so picking up another sheet. And this is the one I settle on. And I actually cut this in half and put half on the left and half on the right, which works brilliantly. and it's saving all the bits so they're not just wasted underneath the photo mat. Just rubbing off the corners that I've marked, because I think I've repositioned it very slightly differently. And I just can't get over how much of a difference these make to a background. It's just a few rub-ons added, and look, it's like a full mixed media page now. And they really don't look like rub-ons when they're on. It's such good quality. So see, just trying to tidy up a little bit because I've realised that I'm slowly reducing the amount of space I've got available to me. And then I decided I want to add some splatters at the bottom just to balance it, because at the moment all the mixed media is at the top of, above the photo, at the top of the layout. So I grabbed my Distress Oxides. I'm just looking for some packaging to squidge it down onto, and then I just spray with a bit of water. Spray my brush. And of the splatters. Now I've used Basil White cardstock. I tend to use the textured one. I tend to use the smooth one more, and it seems to have absorbed the ink a lot more on this. It didn't give quite the same effect that I'd normally get, so I was a little bit disappointed, but it all worked out. I'm still learning. So just clearing off that colour, and then I move on to the next. And the oxides that I use are Bundled Sage and Speckled Egg from Tim Holtz, the Distress Oxides. I find those two colours go really well with this Spectrum Sherbet range. And a lot of the other ones, in fact. They're the ones that I would use with Simple Vintage Weathered Garden as well, from Simple Stories. So I've started using this fun foam that I've seen a lot of people using to mat things, to give a bit of dimension rather than using the foam roll, because you have to use so many strips, otherwise it can be a bit wavy. So it just adds a nice little bit of a pop. I always try and mat the photo so that it's standing above the rest of the layout, because obviously that's the thing you want as the focal point of your layout. And then just wet glue for ease to stick it all down. Never quite sure what to do with those tag strings. What do you all do? Do you stick them down or just leave them to float freely in your page protector? I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. Next, I've taken the Happy Day Sun Chaser thickers from the Heidi Swap Sun Chaser range, and I want to do my title. So I use my T-ruler to lay it all out so that I can get it centrally below the photo. So it's just me quickly spilling out Cheshire Oaks. Well, not very quickly. I'll get there in the end. I try and line the bottom of the letters up against the markings for the centimetres and millimetres, just so that it's all straight. And then fiddle about a bit once it's actually stuck down. But by just sticking the very bottoms of the letters, you'll see in a minute how you can position it in the right place and then hold the tops of the letters and pull the ruler away. See, this is where I notice that they're not quite straight. was looking at these last night and looking at the backing sheet that are in the thickers, and realised just how well the colours from Heidi Swap Sun Chaser go with the 49er Market Spectrum Sherbet, specifically the strawberry lemonade part of it. If you look, you can see those colours are just perfect. So here I am, just pulling the ruler away and then just checking that everything's secure. And now I'm going to do the lines for my journaling at the bottom, again in the middle, to keep everything central. Just a tiny bit of journaling on this one. It just reads, "A fabulous day of shopping and browsing and dreaming at Cheshire Oaks with Leanne, our current favourite haunt." Once again, not quite enough lines, but I'd always prefer to do less than have too many there and try to fill in the gaps. And then here I write the date and then promptly go over it with washi tape. And then I was looking, thinking, where's the date gone? And realised that's what I'd done. So I did add it in afterwards. So this is, again, from 49er Market. It's the stitched washi tape. It's absolutely beautiful. I know Giselle uses it a lot on her layouts as well, and just adds a really nice, just little something to your layout. And then I'm looking and thinking it just seems a little bit too bare, so I'm going through the ephemera packs just to see if there's anything, just a few wordy bits or shapes that I can add. And I'm always drawn to the greens and blues, which are my favourite colour, but I wanted to try and get a few of the other bits in as well. And just look at that mess. This is what I was saying, everything all over my desk, and now I'm actually working on top of the ephemera. Are you a messy scrapper? I hope I'm not alone. Huge desk and work on a postage stamp size piece because it's just covered in all stuff. So just trying to work out here, sorry I'm a bit off the screen, where to put things and what to use. Yeah, realising that I do have to put them away because I just don't have enough space left. Because there's so much in these ephemera pack, what's really nice is that on the back of them it does show you exactly what's in there, and that's what I was doing right at the beginning when I picked it up, just having a very quick look to see what was in there, to see if there was anything that I could use. So I'm still not quite happy with that right hand side. I know I want to bring some yellow in to balance the left, and I think I'll settle on that arrow, but I'm not quite finished, still not quite happy, still want a few more little bits. So bring in some Flair. This is from Dotty About Flair. I don't like the yellow on yellow, so I switch it out for a teal one. This was from the limited edition collection that Adam did to go with 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet. I think they've sold out now, but they were an absolutely fabulous collection. I think I bought 2 or 3 in the end. And then adding some JD3D Print stars my son makes for me. Absolutely love these. They're just, again, just add a little bit of something to your layout when you just want something extra to pop on. And then using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to stick those down. And some foam tape for the flare. I'm still learning about recording. I keep remembering that I'm off camera. Adding my hands back in so that you can see what I'm doing. Just gluing all those bits down. I was really happy with the overall effect in the end. It's something a bit different. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you again soon, I hope.